All right, welcome back. So this is the second session for today. Uh, in the last session, we finalized the design of the schematic, and we imported everything to the PCB. So what we're about to do right now is to design the printed circuit board and then print it out. Okay, but I'm going to break this into three main sessions. This very session that we are about to have, we are going to look at how to arrange the components, okay, in an optimized way so that routing will be easier. And then in the next session, we will route the board. Okay, so I have this copper board with me. Okay, so it's a double-sided copper board. This is where we're going to print our circuits. Okay, we're going to print on this. We're going to develop a double-sided board. Now, this is quite tricky, but then I'm hoping all will go well as we go on. So for this session, we are just going to look at how to arrange the components in the way that we want. Now, technically, I don't have any particular arrangement or dimensions or style or shape in mind. So I'll just go with the flow. Okay, I'll just go with the flow, and whatever looks good for me, yeah, I'll settle on it. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so in the previous session, this is where we ended, and I haven't done anything, just a few things. If you remember in the previous video, when we checked the 3D view, we didn't have 3D models for certain components. Okay, so I went ahead to fix that. They were there, just that there was a broken link. So I fixed those components. So you can see that now we have our Arduino and then the trim ports here. Okay, we have 3D models for almost everything. Okay, so that's where we got to. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to arrange this. The board that I have has the copper board that we are going to use. The width is about, that's like 20 cm, 20 cm. Let's take it like that. And the height, the length, sorry, is about 40, right? So I think it's like 1 by 2 foot. Okay, so that means that whatever arrangement that we are going to do, we have to make sure that it's going to fit on the board. Is that okay? So that is the first constraint that we need to have in mind. Okay, so yeah, let's go back. So what I'm going to do right now, we are almost through with this guy. So let's just move them somewhere to have more space for ourselves. Okay. Now, usually when I have things like this, I try to arrange the primary stuff first. Now, if you look at the Arduino, let me show you something in the 3D view. You realize that I have actually turned the Arduino. Okay, realize that I've actually turned so that when we fix the Arduino, it will be turned upside down that way. Okay, so you have to ensure that all these things you get it right. If I want, I could make it go under the board, but I actually don't want any component underneath the board, just trace it. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay. Now we can actually turn off these lines showing the connectivity, call them the rust nets. We can turn it off, okay, so that we do this. So probably let's do that in the meantime. So I don't have much width. Okay, so let me see how best I can arrange this. What is the maximum length of this? Oh, so this is almost 17, right? Almost 17. So we have to be very careful about the height that we want to use. So if 17, okay, I'm gonna try and put my Arduino here like this. Okay, and then let's assume we want to put our input power source here. If we do that, how much space have we already consumed? Can check it out from here 2 here, 12. I mean, that's good. That's good. We can actually use it. We can use it. Okay. So if we do this, this GSM module, I would like it to sit somewhere here at the edge of the board. Okay. Oh, but before the GSM module, let us actually bring our 5-volt supply. Since it's a power unit, let's bring it somewhere here, also closer to the edge of the board so that it can, help with cooling. And this would be powering up this GSM. So I don't want it to move so far away, else that will introduce too many inductance in the path. So let's put the GSM here. Okay. Okay. GSM over there. Now this RTC, I need it to be closer to our board. How judiciously can I place this RTC? How best can I place this RTC? If I put the RTC here, I kind of lose my symmetry. So ideally, I would wish the RTC can come somewhere here. Okay, let's see something. We do have the length that we have used so far out of the width. Okay, is somewhere about 12 and out of 20, right? So what if we move this guy somewhere here? Okay, still it gets proper cooling. And then instead of arranging this way, I'm gonna ungroup it. And right now some are connected to 5. Yes, so these are those connected to 5. Move them, and then probably since this guy, let's move this. I'm going to do something a little bit crazy. Like I said, I don't really have any arrangement order in mind. Okay, so this is supposed to be the 12 volts, guys. Yes, no, this 5 volts. Okay, so these are the 12 volts caps. So I'll bring them very closer to the source. Okay, probably let me move this a little bit away. Oh, and no, I have still not changed this footprint. So I'll probably work on it before we finish everything. Okay, so C2, let me put it here, and then C1 over there. So maybe for symmetry, let me bring this one to here. All right. Now I can actually turn off the values. Usually, yes, you don't want to have the values there, so I can turn off the values to give me more room, and also to avoid those kind of I hate the fact that they are just in there. Okay, so if I move this here, right, this is the 5 volt out, this is the 12 volt out. So then technically, let me rotate this. Okay, put it here, and then move these guys somewhere here so that they will be closer. When I'm designing a board, I try to achieve, make it aesthetic as possible. However, this thing may be heating up, right? So let's just move it, give it some space, okay? Yeah, so that if it heats up, we don't end up disturbing the caps too much. Okay, so yeah, now I would still like to mount this guy at the edge. So let's see, we have it here. Do we have space for that? Oh no, still we don't have enough space, and I don't really want to turn it like this. I really want to turn it like this. Okay, so let's see, can we still make space? Okay, so let's say we do this, right? Let's say we do this, we can still move this backwards, okay, because we will still be within the constraints. We are still 14 out of 20, so think this will be good, and that also gives us the chance to. Oh, but wait. There is actually something not good here. This 5 volts actually needs to supply these guys here. So technically this cap should be closer. But then I think I can't ignore that for a moment because there is actually a cap, a decoupling cap on the IC, on the same model itself. So, uh, I also don't want to do that. Really don't want to do that because it looks too far for my liking. Yes. Too far, too far. Hmm. This would have been a very good arrangement. But I think I'm gonna keep it. Okay. I'm gonna keep this. And then let's also handle the AC. Now the AC guys, I don't want them interfering so much, so probably I'll bring them at the edge of this side so that they stay clear of they stay put from the input. Okay. So I think I like this arrangement. Yeah. Let's keep our buzzer somewhere here for the time being. Okay, let's keep it here. And then, okay, yeah. Now, the rest of the components, what do we have? We have our AC. We won't touch it right now. In fact, let me put this guy side by side so that I can work. Okay, so this is the AC. Let's actually group the AC components for the AC. So we have this relay, we have this input port. Okay, so the input port, I want it to probably be somewhere here, or no, the input ports. Let's put it sideways like that so that we can easily route it to the neutral. Okay, route it to the common. Okay, all right. Move this guy out of the way, and then the output port, I'm gonna put it, since it needs to be closer to this, I'll rather put it. Okay, so this is the AC port, sorry. So this rather should come here. This rather should come here. Yeah, let's keep this here and then keep this guy over here. Okay, and now let's bring in the other components. So we have this diode. This diode, we can rotate it, keep it here. Then this transistor. Good. Now look at the transistor. You see, the spacing between the pins is not too good for me. So what I'm, and actually we also have to cross check and make sure this is the pin mapping, because sometimes the libraries, they do mess up stuff. So let's go online and check the transistor I'm using is 2A222. Let's make sure that the pin mapping is as it is, else we would end up with something not usable. So this is 2N222A, right? So we go online and then find the data sheet for that transistor. Okay, so 2N2222A datasheet. Datasheet. The network is not so great at where I am, so okay, so here we go. Uh, this is P. And then there is some slight difference. So let's just go with this, okay? Let's just go with this. Okay, so you can see that the emitter is pin 1, the base is pin 2, and the collector is pin 3. So we have to make sure that is the case. So emitter is pin 1, base is pin 2, collector is pin 3. So we're good, okay? All right, so we're good, and I can close this. Now, the only thing here is that I don't like the footprint, okay? It will be difficult to work with. So let's go back to the schematic and then assign a different footprint. So we're going to change the footprint for all the transistors. We're going to use something with much wider space in between so that it will be easy to route. Now, if I were to be developing this with a PCB fab house like GLC PCB, then I wouldn't mind, all right? But because I'm going to print it locally, there are certain things I can't do. So I have to ensure that all those things are checked before printing out the board. Okay. All right. So here we go. Everything is loaded. Right. So as I like to do, bring up the footprint viewer and also the 3D viewer. Okay, so right now we are interested in the transistors, right? So here they are. Okay, so you see the space between them is too small. If you are producing this board locally, it will be very difficult to work with them. So I'm rather gonna change this package so the transistors you can find them under package TO through hole. Okay, now you see right now we are using TO92 inline. So I'm going to change it to TO92 inline wide, right? So you can see that now we have enough spacing in between. That will make it easier to work with when you are home making your PCB. So yeah, that is the only change I want to do. Save and apply, and then we okay. Now let me do something. I had to assign a 3D model to this Arduino from the PCB. So for now, I'm going to lock it so that it cannot change, else I'll have to go and do that thing all over again. Okay, so let's update it, and that's okay. So let's check right now whether everything has been fixed. Okay, so you see that the new thing that we selected has taken effect. Let's check the 3D viewer to make sure that everything is intact. Okay, so yes, everything is good. All right, so let's continue. So now we want to fix in this transistor, so let's bring it up. And usually I'm gonna keep it here. Okay, I think probably have to rotate it, keep it here, and it works with a resistor. So I'm gonna keep that resistor here. Okay, now I think I can still optimize it by pushing this guy to this edge and then moving the transistor somewhere here. Okay, so that uh, this guy, yeah, can have kind of direct access without much. Yeah, let's probably put a little bit of space in here. Okay, and move this out of the way. All right, so usually this is how I like to set it up. Now, that would be all for. Oh, wait, we actually chose the wrong transistor. We are actually trying to route that for this, not for that. Yes, so please take notes of those things. Okay, so looking at this, we need that. All right, so that means this relay should rather move to that place. And oh yeah, we're also using a wrong resistor. So we need to come for this one. Okay, good. Rotate it and push it here. Okay, and now I can move these guys closer. If I want, I can still just try to center them so that they are neatly arranged, right? And let me get this out of the way, and this two out of the way. All right, and this probably that's also cathode. This somewhere here, rotated. All right, and I'll select all of them and group them so that now I can move them as one unit. So I want the AC to have no interaction with the DC. So I will be putting this particular thing somewhere at the edge, but that will be after I've arranged all the DC components. So let's keep that one over there in the meantime. Okay. Now, what else do we have to route? So let's complete that for uh, the GSM module. Where is it? Here. So we have some diodes that we need to mount. Fortunately, these diodes we can mount them under the board, okay, not under as in behind, but the board will be covering up some space, so we can put these diodes here, and then the other one comes in, and then we can fix all of them here. So put these diodes like this, and let's organize this. Okay, so this will have to be for this. All right, and then this voltage divider should also come in. We can also align this somewhere here. Okay, let's move the name out of the way. In fact, let's put this down here, and then this one also comes in. So for me, I prefer to spend much time on the component arrangement, optimizing it as much as possible, because the moment you're able to optimize your component, routing becomes somewhat easier. Okay, so I usually spend time optimizing my component placement so that I don't have to do so much when it's time to route. Let's get this. Okay, anyways. All right, so I think that will be all for the GSM module. That'll be all for it. Now, if you want, you can, after grouping, you can, after routing, you can group it to ensure that they stay together. Okay. Okay. Now, what next? Yes, the RTC we don't actually that's it doesn't require any external components. The caps, it's like everything is already routed. Now, let's work with the RGB. Let's fix it. Now, this RGB actually it's not going to be easy to the space between them. In fact, let's go and change it. Okay, let's go and change it. And this we can actually change from here. I pressed on key F, and I can easily change the footprint, because if we don't take care, what we are choosing will be difficult to work with. Okay, what we have chosen. So something like this is okay, but I think I didn't like it because yeah, it doesn't have uh, it doesn't have a 3D model, which is actually something I can fix anyway. Okay, I can fix that anyway, but not now probably. So this would have been nice to have. Okay, so RGB, yeah, 5 mm. Can we use the staggered? We can actually use the staggered version. Yeah, let's rather use the staggered version. That would even be better. Yeah, let's use the staggered version. Okay, so update, and as usual we update this. Yeah, so I think this is better than the other. Okay, so the RGB, let's bring this stuff. I'll keep it here. Hmm. Okay, let's put the RGB here somewhere for now. Okay, I think maybe I should work with the buttons. Once I place the buttons, it will be easier to place RGBs. So let's place the buttons. So the buttons, we have these guys that we need to do control. So preferably they should be somewhere here. So I'm going to keep button 1 here, button button 2 follow suits. Okay, and then the last one will also be here. Now we are going to use this to learn how to input. We are going to use them for input operations. Now, when you have things like this, you want them to align, you can select them, right click and go to align, so you can align center, and we can also distribute horizontally to make sure they have equal amount of spacing between them. But then let's move these guys up a bit to allow some room over here. We'll use it for something later. And let's bring their resistors to 10. So this resistors are 10K. We can just put them like that. Okay, so probably let's just yeah, I'm going to rotate this. Okay, do the same for that, save that. Okay, again select them, uh, align, then distribute. Okay, I think they can do with some more space between them. Let's do that. I think the space too is becoming too much, but it's good. Let's distribute. Yeah, so now this and that we can align like that horizontally. Yes. Let's bring that for this guy. Okay. So I'm not just arranging, I'm also paying much attention to crossing nets. Okay, I try so much to avoid them, and one way to do that is by keeping your signals closer, keeping components closer to where they are needed. Okay, you don't just arrange them anyhow. Okay, so let's bring these guys to closer to its parent components, and that would be first. Okay, so I think now we can close the gap, but let's group them so we can move them together as one unit. Let's do same for this. Okay, right, so now try to move them close and close. Okay, and I can actually arrange them group wise. So align them group wise like that. Yeah, I think that's good. So we have this here. We also have other buttons like the reset button and the interrupt button. So let's bring them to right on top. Okay, so gonna bring the reset button and keep it here. Probably let's just align them like that. So this is the interrupt, and it's resistor. Okay, interrupt button and its resistor. Let's put this guy here. Okay, and let's probably allow some pattern here. Move this guy away. I like it. Align and then group. Okay, and we also have the reset button. So let's bring that guy to over here. Put it over there and bring its resistor over here. Okay, again, I'm gonna move this down here. Okay, select, align, and then group. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these guys together. Group these guys together. Select the two of them and say align horizontally. Okay. Yeah, I think I like it. So we're done with the buttons. Uh, oh, okay. So probably instead of putting this here, let's move these guys here, and that gives us space for other stuff here. Okay. So let me see. Let me see. So I can actually mount this RGB LED here. For now, let's assume you can put it here. Okay. And I think ideally it will be good rotated like this. And since it comes with its own resistors, we can bring the resistors closer like that. So this is for red, so you make it stay closer to the red pin. I want the resistors to align, right? So let me center this guy probably like that. I would change it, and then green comes in. Green comes in, needs to be rotated, keep it here, and finally the blue. Again, rotate, keep it there. To align them, select align like that. Okay, now let's do some cleanup. This is supposed to be on that, so let's put all of them here, and this one too goes here, and that goes here. Okay, then now let me group these guys together, and I can select them with this and say that using this as an anchor align, right? Something like that. I think I like it. I like this. That's probably it's not properly anchored. Okay, this is better. So let's probably group them together. Okay, move them a little bit upwards. Yeah, so now I have enough space here, and I'm going to use that space for my trim pots. Okay, So trim port 1, and probably rotate it this way. So trim port 1, trim port 2. In fact, I have no idea how I intend to arrange it, so I'm just going with the flow, okay? Yeah, but there are situations where you would have some space constraint because maybe you are designing board for a company and they need it to fit in a particular space, okay? So in that case, you may not have the luxury of doing these things that I'm doing. You have to arrange components specifically at certain positions. So yeah, just take note of that. Okay, so first let me align them and then distribute them to ensure equal spacing. Good. These guys also come with some resistors, so let's see how best we can fix those resistors. I think this might be the best way. Yep, this might be the best way. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this. Okay, so take it like that, put it there. Now I'm gonna move these guys away from here. So you'll be here, and I should have to enter into the group to select this one. And enter into a group again before I can get access. Oh, come on. All right, on group again. Okay, now I have it. Move it here. All right, so I think we can do the same for the other components. What do you think? Yeah, so move this up. Oh, and actually, is this supposed to? Yeah, okay. So for the second one, that will also be somewhere here. Let me make it in line with the previous this ones, and then I'll bring this guy here, and finally mount this one. Let's rotate, put it there. Yeah, okay, great. I think I like it. Put this one here. Now I can actually select them, make sure they are in line. Yep, that's good. And let's handle this references. Okay, that's pretty good. It's coming out good. Okay, what else is left? Okay, so now the jumpers. Okay, the jumpers. So let's first fix the jumpers for these guys here. This one, the port jumpers. I think I would like to keep all of them at one place. So number one here. Oh, come on, sorry. Number one here. Number two also here. Yeah. Hmm. Looking at this, it would be nice if I arrange it like this. Yeah, it should be good. Have some space in between. So let me put some amount of space so that it doesn't look like they are together and they need to be connected together. Okay, so move this one, two away and put it here. P3, P2, P1. So let's swap positions. P1 goes here, P2 comes here, and that. Okay, so yeah, I've intentionally inserted some space so that they don't look like they need to be together. Okay, select and then align. Let us also ensure equal spacing, and then I can group them together like that. Okay, all right, then I'll do the same for the other guys. So one comes in, with RDG, so let me turn it like this, put some relevant amount of space in there, do this, move this guy here, rotate it somewhat same like this, and then finally move this guy, rotate, and over here. Okay, now again I want to ensure that they are aligned, so alignment, align, and then distribute equally. All right, finally I can group them. Okay, good. I think I like this, but maybe should bring them a little bit closer, to be closer. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, okay, okay. Good. So now all that we are left with are the controllers for the LED modules, right? So let's start with this. So for the LEDs, we have already arranged them. Okay, so this should be group one, but let me enter and be sure. So enter. Yes, so this is the red. Okay, this is the red. So move it. Let's do some form of, let me put something in here to just be a guide for me, a straight line of help. So let's say here, I'll delete it later, I just want to use it as a guide. Okay, and also I want these guys to stay in a perfect square. So let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, and then probably try center it like that. Okay, so move this here as number one. Okay, and I would duplicate this down here and move the amber, move the amber in here. Okay, the amber in here, and then again duplicate this, and move the green in there. The green might go beyond a bit, but that's okay. All right, probably I'll optimize this placement. Okay, so far as it stays okay, then let's do the same for this side. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so remove this one, move the next one, and then finally that. Seems the groups. Okay, so fix that and move it here. Okay, all right, so like I said, this relay, okay, so looking at the space that I have here, looking at the space, I think I can maybe put it to a good use by moving this guy here. Okay, but then I'm going to ensure that it's the AC actually stays at a very small area. Okay, so let's ungroup this. This will be our AC out, right? So in this case, let's put in our AC here and then bring it out through this. Okay, so the AC comes in through here, comes to this point, it gets switched to this point. Looking at it, it's still traveling too much into the board, so how about I do this? If I arrange it like this, well, it stays much at the edge because the live comes in and route it through here and then through there and that. Okay. Uh, yes, so the live comes in, I can route it through here. Then my DC will still be here. Yes, I think this would be a good. Really, is it? Okay, so what about this? So over here in this way, life comes in, it travels all this way, but that is all that it does. I think let's keep this. Let's keep this. Let's keep this and move this a bit closer. All right, let's actually group this guy, move it. Okay, so I think it will be good if we put the AC here and keep it restricted in that small area. That would be a good thing because then we don't have to worry about it interfering. So we have to ensure that this, not every DC thing stays out of this area. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that in the when we are routing. Okay, now I think at this point I would like to turn on the rat's nest so that okay, let's deal with this guys from here. So this transistor here is it, and it needs this resistor. Okay, so rotate, put it there, and I'm gonna group them. And let's see where it needs. Let's actually turn this off. Oh, good, exactly as we intended. So you can keep this transistor here. Yep, we can keep it here. Okay, let's do for the next one. That would be the amber. We pick this guy and we pick its resistor. rotate. Actually, let's not rotate because the signal comes from this direction. Move this, and once again group them, move it, and this would love to stay here. Get it closer. In fact, this one too, let's get it closer. And I want to enter into the group and fix this. Okay, move this guy down here. All right. Okay, then the green, we have this transistor, we have its resistor, and I'll keep it here. And then move this downwards. Okay, and then we can group it and find a spot for it. Okay, so yeah, about these guys, I really don't like how I arrange their resistors. So let's enter into the group. Oh, I ungrouped. Okay, no problem. And move them up and do same for this one. Move it up. Do same. So I'm going to ungroup this one too and do the same thing. Oops. Okay. There are two levels of grouping. So this, that, move it here. Yeah, but it comes too close. But I mean, we can manage it. Let's just stick them here, and probably keep it here. So for harmony and balance, let's drop these guys to here. Okay, and do the same thing for this guys. Drop them here. Okay. So yeah, now where do we put this? I think we can conveniently put these guys here. Yeah, no, that would not flow well, so probably let's put it here. Yeah, let's put it here. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't have any plan for this. Okay, now, so this here is it. We pick its resistor, do the same thing, move this away, and then group, move it, and this one is supposed to go to green. All right, so green, rotate you, put you here, just like we did for the other one, and then the amber and its resistor, put that here, move the label down, group it, and then move it. Okay, so this is amber. I'll best sit here. Okay, then finally the last components. Oh, we actually still do have more. All right, so we're almost done. Okay, once again, group it and then move it over here. Okay, we still have some components. What are they? Oh, okay, so for the Arduino, uh, I think these guys, you can arrange them here. Oh, just a moment, please. Okay, handle something. Okay, all right. So this particular voltage divider has to be very close to where we need it. So okay, I think I can arrange them here. Should be okay. Can arrange them here. One here and the other one. Because you'll be turning the Arduino, it's not advisable to put anything in the middle over there. Okay, all right. So move this to this one. Oh, actually, it's for that, and this is for that. Now, because I'm doing everything today, and then you know, I won't actually get time to really go over the circuit to ensure that everything is right. So definitely, we should expect some little minor errors. So yeah, just FYI. Okay, and then we still have these. That'll be for the bazaar. So that means let's make this symmetric by putting this round thing in here, right? And probably shift these guys little bit inwards. Okay, move this there. So some kind of balance. I don't know whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's just some art over there. And its resistor comes in. Okay, I think this is good. Move this a little bit here. And that is it. We are actually done arranging our components. Okay, I think it's all good. So maybe let me just close up this. Oh, something is locked. Yeah, let me rather move this. Move this. Okay. There is just one thing that I want us to handle. Look at the pins for the parts for this particular RTC. Realize that it is very huge, right? The parts are thick, and we'll be drilling with a 1 mm drill bit. So because we are going to etch this locally, some of these things we have to address. For instance, if this Arduino pins, if we don't do anything to it and we drill a 1 mm hole through it, okay, because I don't have the hole inside is about 0.82 mm. I don't have that drill bit. So that means if we drill through this, we are going to be left with something very tiny, right? Which is not good. So we are going to put some of this kind of tabs parts on these guys, okay, this and also that, so that it will be easy to drill. So that will be the last thing that we'll do in this session. Now actually there are two ways that I can do this, okay. One is to go to the schematic and put those things there, or I could just bring them here, put them here, lock them, okay. So maybe let's just do that. Let's just do that. So we want connectors, header pins actually, header pins, and We want a pitch of 2.54. 2.54. So scroll till you get that. Okay, so 2.54, something like this. But we want one with a long pad. It should be long pad, because I remember using one before. This one and stuff. Okay. Are there things that I designed myself? I've forgotten actually, but I know I've been doing that, I've been using that. I think KitKat should have something similar. KitKat should. Okay, so let's just go through everything. If we don't have, then I would just have to adjust it. Okay. It seems we don't have something like that. So how did I do that the last time? Okay, so don't worry, if we don't have, I would actually design it myself, because it is very important that we do that. Okay, very important that we do that. Because what we have here, they are too tiny. If we drill through them, we would end up with smaller holes. So we got to fix that. Have to fix that. I don't think KiCad has something like that. That means the last time I used it, I designed it myself. Okay, so you can see that we have this here. Now that is interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, all right. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this Arduino Uno and make that changes. Okay, and I can actually do that over here. So in my footprint editor, I'll look for Arduino. Yeah, and we are using the R3, right? So that's this. Okay. So now I say I have the chance to update these pins. So what I'm going to do, okay, between this pin and that, the pitch is 2.54. Okay. So this is what I'll do. Updates. So you can see that here the part size is a square, right? It's a square part size. Let me turn off something. Q. All right. So there is a square, a rectangular, but the sizes have been set the same, right? So I'm going to increase the Y to 2.454. Okay. Oh no, actually, I want the X rather. 1.6. So I'm going to change the X direction or X dimension to 2.54. Okay, like that. Okay, so see now if I drill, I will have enough space for solder. Okay, compared to this one. And again, let's also look at the drill dimension. Uh, The whole size is 1 mm exactly. So yes, this is actually good. This is actually good. And then let's do the same for these guys too. So we'll keep the Y, but then we change this to 2.54. Okay, like that. So that makes it easy to yeah. But the annoying thing is that I have to change this thing one after the other. But I'm not going to do that. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So delete this and use the special tool, array creation tool for that. So I'll say duplicate this. I need 7 on the horizontal. I need just one, and the spacing should be 5 4. Vertical spacing should be 5 4. Yes, I think all good. Initial pad number. Start from start value. Use first free number. Hmm. Start from start value. So here, start from number 2. Okay, don't skip anything. So you see now get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? That's exactly what we needed, right? Yes, so 1 up to 8. Good. And then we do the same thing for this guy. So again, we delete this. Here we need only 6. We edit this, keep 1.6, change this to 2.54, and then we we create it, we create the rest. Okay, starting from pin number 9, I think. Same thing, but this time we want 6. Okay, now let me make sure that that's actually yes. So 9 up to 14, that's good. Okay, yeah, we'll fix that error later. Then we come here, 15. Again, one we need up to 1, 2, 3, 8 of them. So let's delete this, edit this, change this to 2.54, 1.6, yes, and then special to create array. We need 8, and the starting value should be 15. Oops, yeah. So you see that it went the other way around, but we need it to go to the. So let's see if there is a way we can toggle that. Reverse numbering to vertical numbering direction. Reverse numbering pad first. Whoa, is it okay? I don't think we can. All right, so it's simple. Let's just, instead of this, oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Okay, instead of deleting that, let's just delete this guy. So 2.54. Yep, and then special tools create. Now here, reverse numbering on alternate rows. Reverse numbering. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, so start from pad numbering starts. Start from 22. That would increase instead of uh that will increase instead of is going to increase. Reverse numbering. No, no, I don't think this is what we want. Okay, anyway, yeah, still not a problem. We can actually fix that easily by selecting this and go to ring number parts, right? So here we want to start with ring number parts. We start with number 15. Oh, sorry. We want to start with number 15. Okay, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Hit double click to commit. Okay, so it gets the job done, right? And finally, we do the same thing for this. We delete. How many do we need? We need 1, 2, we need 10. So delete that, fix that, change this to 2.54. Okay, and now special tools, we need 10 of these. Yep. And again, we use the okay, special tools. This should start from 23, I think. 23. What am I doing? Cancel. Uh, Ray number part start from 23. Yes, 23. Yes, come in. All right, so that takes us to 32. And just to be sure, let me undo and make sure, yeah, up to 32 from 23 to 32. So that is good. Now, by default, KiCad libraries are read only. Okay, so as I have done this as I've edited this, I can't save it back to the KiCad library. So I have to do a save as and save it to my library. So Arduino Uno, I'm going to label this Arduino Uno R3 long parts. Okay, long parts. So anytime I am doing a local board, a board for local manufacturing, I'll use this if it contains an Arduino, right? So everything gets saved, and we're good. Great. So one last change that I have to do is that now I have to assign the new footprint that I designed to the Arduino instead of the old one. Is that okay? And also, actually, let's go back and fix something real quick. The old footprint actually doesn't have a 3D model. So since I've edited it, let me just attach the 3D model to it straight up, and then I don't have to lock the Arduino down. So long part. So if we go here to the properties, you see that there is no 3D model, right? So I can associate a new 3D model from my library. So Professor Electronics keypad, not here. Libraries, footprint, 3D models. Right, so I have an Arduino 3D model. It's usually cool to have 3D models for your stuff. You can have a nice output. Okay, so I have about two different ones. I have this and there's another one, but I think I'll go with this. So assign this. So you can see that it is not properly oriented. So the next thing I'm gonna do, orient it. For the orientation, usually you just have to play around it to get it right. Okay, so now shift, okay, and then shift it forward. Okay, now you can see that the Arduino has been turned upside down, right? So let's make sure that is the case. Let's make sure that is the case. Yes, of course, that is the case. Let's move this backwards a bit, bring it down, backwards. Okay, zoom in, move it forward a bit. Okay, let's see. Maybe we have to do a fine adjustment. Maybe 7. Yes, everything is lined up, but we have to make sure it's really hard. So we're going to push it through the board until it comes. So you see that there is some, it's not properly aligned, right? So I have to ensure that it is properly aligned, and we have to do a fine adjustment. 2.5, 5, 2, nope, 6, yes, 7, yeah, and I think the holes are good. Mm, not really, really good. Let's reduce this by 1. Good. I think I like it now. Yep. All right. So move it backwards. That's to stay on top of the board. Okay. Great. Good. So that's it. Now we can exit here. Let's save. And then final thing to be done now, go here, go to edit footprints, right? And then we can now assign the one I have done, which I have saved in electronics library. So Arduino Uno. Oh yeah, actually need the library name. So electronics, and we are looking for Arduino. Arduino Uno long parts. Okay, great. And then finally we update. Yeah, remember we put some lock on it. Long part A1 had not found. What is A1 part? Okay, let me. Uh, yes, yes, yes. So unlock. All right, let's delete this and update again. Okay, part 32 not found. Part 32. Why don't you have part 32? Oh yeah, the last one, the last part. So let's actually go back and fix it. Part 32 didn't get labeled. It was 22 because I was doing some undo stuff. Okay, so let's bring it back. Arduino, yes, long part, and this is supposed to be 32, not 22. So please be paying attention to those error messages, okay? Very important. All right, so now one thing we can do is come here, update symbol from library. Okay, and then we can also, actually it's a footprint that we edited, so it should be done an update footprint from library instead. Okay, and now we have pin 32, right? So let's try and recommit the board, see if the error is there, and we don't have any error, right? So now move this to where it ought to be, which is here somewhere, and we good, right? So finally, let us get rid of this constructional lines. Okay, let's get rid of them. Actually, I could really make the make the LED more compact, but there's no much time, so let's just leave it like that. Okay, it's all good. Okay, on group. Okay, so you see, even just the arrangement has taken some time, and I mean, this is not even a very dense board. Okay, but then you realize that what we have done would pay off. Looks like this thing can do with a little bit of spacing in between. Let's see. Let's see. They look too close for my liking. Okay, so let's see if we can actually put some space between these guys. Yeah. Now to move it. Okay, we can use this as an anchor just to have some spacing in between them. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Now we actually done arranging the components. If we go to the 3D view, oh, our this thing is gone again. We'll fix it. But yeah, at least you see what is happening there. We are close to achieving. But then look at this. Board outline is missing or malformed. Okay, so one last thing. Let's first go and fix the Arduino thing. Wait, why is it still using? Okay, okay. So I think this changed when I updated it. So we need that of electronics. Sorry, Arduino, and we are looking for electronics long pad. Okay, that's what we want you to use and update this. Good. So let's put it back here. All right. Now, if we go back to our 3D viewer, our 3D models should be available. Is that okay? Now, the last thing we're going to do is to draw a board outline so that KiCad will know how to define the size of the board. To draw a board outline, we have to get to the edge cuts. You have to be here. Make sure you have selected edge cuts, and then select the line tool. So the board outline, let's start from here. I'm going to do it right along this, but the grid, okay, I like the grid. Okay, so just to put some little bit of spacing. Well, unfortunately, I don't have cutting shaping tools over here. Hmm. Anyway, let me still do it. Hmm. Okay, let's start from here probably. Okay, that. These things are not necessary. Yeah, this is good. Around this edge, around that, terminate it here, and see what I can do this bit. All right, now you see, make sure it snaps, okay, else your board will not be closed. Okay, so now let's go and view in 3D. You see that the shape, that error is gone, and the shape that we designed is what we have. Okay, So, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the board arrangement, the component arrangement. Okay, so that is where I will end this particular session. Okay, in the next session, we are going to route the board, do the connections. It will also take some time, but then yes, we will still definitely be able to print the board today, and then see if we can make it available during the evening for work. Okay. All right. Once again, this is Professor. Like and share this work. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel so that anytime we upload any new video, you'll get it first. Okay. Once again, I'm reminding you that it takes a lot of work to do these things. So please, if you are enjoying it, show us some love, give us a thumb up, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you in the next session.